Alt 92.3.
It's Kevin Kenny, Yungblud.
Yo!
Let's not even talk about where we are right now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Let's make up where we are. Where
We are on Mars.
Yes. How's
It's
the weather in
Bro,
October on Mars?
It's like red hot, man. Even though I'm in a jumper, I'm sweating buckets.
The sweater was not a wise
I mean,
choice.
same with
I
you.
know.
But it's like we had to get on the spaceship and stuff. You know what I mean?
We didn't get the memo. We were trying to get a hold of the aliens.
Yeah, bro. The spaceship was so cold. We had to
Really?
cuddle.
Yeah, exactly.
We had to snuggle.
I think we got closer, though.
Oh, yeah, flat out, man. I know everything about you now.
Did you hear the sweet nothings I
Bro,
whispered?
I know that you've got a mole on your left bum cheek.
You don't have to know that.
Sorry.
Well, even on Mars, you have a new song out, Back
I
on
do.
Earth. Back on Earth. We're
Back
trying to
on
get
Earth.
distribution intergalactically, but right now, all the Earthlings are loving you and Dan Reynolds on Original Me.
Dude, it's mental.
And tell the story. I know the story, but tell the story.
About how it came about.
Yeah, the little phoner you got
Oh
in New
yeah,
Orleans.
flat out, man. Like on my tour bus in New Orleans, it was a very sunny day. My phone rings and Dan's like, "Yo, what's up? It's Dan Reynolds from Imagine Dragons." I'm like, "Yeah, fuck off, whatever." Bang, put the phone down, and he's like, rings back, he's like, "It's actually Dan Reynolds from Imagine Dragons," and I'm like, "What?" And he just rung me out of the blue and just sent me this idea that he was starting, and was
What was the idea?
It was
When he
just-
says he sends an idea, is it a note? Is it like a voice
just
memo?
kind
What
of-
is it?
It was the first line. And then the vibe, and I was like, this is crazy. And he was like, we've got to get in and do this when we get together. So then in the middle of the tour, I fly home not home, but I fly to Los Angeles. Felt like home because wherever Dan is, home is. And we just got in the studio. And we're just like riddled with energy. So I'm like screaming at him. I'm like, ah! And he's like, ah, 'cause he's a bit like more masculine and deeper voice than me. And it's just mad. Like, I seen Imagine Dragons at Leeds Fest like 6 years ago. I was in a bucket hat, like, off my face, just like, and then I'm like stood next to him, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know, man. It's funny, isn't it? Because when you meet someone of that stature in the world of whatever, Hollywood in inverted commas, everyone cool guys each other.
Yeah.
It's like even if you meet your hero, people are like, yo, what's up? When you just want to be like, holy shit, I've just shit my pants because you're in my presence. You know what I mean?
Have you ever cool guyed someone and now in
Oh,
retrospect
no.
you wish
I'm
you
far,
had given
I'm
it up?
far too uncool. I wish I was cool enough to be like that.
Who are you too extra for?
Um,
You looking back, you're like, even though I loved him, maybe I went a little overboard and I scared him a little bit.
Oh, mate, I saw Florence Welsh.
Who's
from
pretty reserved.
Florence and the Machine in my hotel like 3 days ago. And I don't know what. Like, it was like 8 in the morning. I had my sunglasses on like this just because I'm that twat. I am allowed to swear, right?
It's the internet.
I mean, cool, sick. Fuck! And I had my sunglasses on. I'm walking out of the lobby. And I clock eyes with Florence Welsh. And she clocks eyes with me. And then I turn around. She's like, I'm like, what? Me? And she's like, love what you're doing. I love your energy. And I was just like, there, like, literally like that for that long. And I just grabbed her hand and went, I am a massive fan of what you do. I can't cool guy people. I wish I could. I was just be like, yo, what's up, Flo? How are you?
Just for the record, he said the same exact thing to me in the spaceship, okay? And he held my hand just like
Dude,
that.
I was like,
Yeah.
I'm a massive fan of you. Like, kiss me. and then, yeah, man, like, with me and Dan Reynolds, I'm like stood in the studio with him, and he's next to me like this, and we're recording vocals together, and I'm just like, I was like going back and forth to Leeds Fest and to then, and then to Leeds Fest and to then, and to Leeds Fest to then, because I was at Leeds Fest jamming out to It's Time by Imagine Dragons for like 20 minutes, and then I'm there with him singing a song. It's mental.
So Dan sends you the opening little, it sounds like the instrumentation, then maybe a
And just
line
a
or
vibe,
two,
yeah,
right?
just a
So does
vibe.
he tell you, like, this is what I want the song to be about? What do you contribute to it early on creatively?
It was just like, he just said, was like, he just said, I love what you're about. His words were like, everyone's got to wear a dress, man. And the thing about it is, we're such like, We have such a mutual. I love him so much. I respect everything he is as a human being, everything he stands for, the kind of rock star that he is. 'Cause it's about the music, man. It's not about anything else.
Well, and also the message and
The
using your
message,
platform,
the
right?
message, the music, the strive for equality, the strive and determination to make people feel good about themselves and to make people feel like they can be who they want to be. That's the mutual thing we have with each other, I think, and that's what the song was about. The song that was like, that's what we got in common. Make sure it's energetic and raw as hell.
Mm.
Bish bash bosh. 5 hours later, take it out the oven, serve the cookies that are original me.
And those are our cookies we can
Those
eat,
are
right?
everyone's cookies.
Nice.
Everybody eat them
Everyone's
cookies.
eating cookies.
Everybody eat them cookies 5 times.
We were talking earlier this week in New York City about just the music you grew up on. Give me like, if you were to make like a top 5 playlist of like the best alt emo
Sick.
songs all time, just like stuff like you were playing the Used before our interview over here.
Yeah, man.
What
yeah.
songs are on this top
Probably
5
probably the
playlist?
Taste of Ink by the Used.
Okay.
Jesus of Suburbia by Green Day. A Certain Romance by the Arctic Monkeys. Don't Look Back in Anger by Oasis. And then probably I'm trying to think of an out of the box one. It's important. And then I would probably say Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana.
Okay. Now, why like
And a load of Blondie stuff as well. Do you know what I mean? As I said, like, when I first came to New York, now as we're in New York, I had that thing, like, I wanted the uptown, downtown thing, where uptown was kind of like hip hop. Do you know what I mean? Oh, wait, yeah, uptown was like kind of hip hop and like Beasties and Grandmaster Flash. And then downtown was like Blondie and just punk. But I wanted to be like the bridge between that. Do you know what I mean? When I was younger.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? I wanted to mix.
After
those
you came
genres
here, or are
together.
you talking like in the
No,
UK? You
like,
saw
as
New
I,
York.
as I kind of I saw New York as such an alien thing, and then I came here for the first time. I was like, went onto Williamsburg Bridge and kind of had that image in my mind. I know it sounds crazy, but I always wanted to be in New York when that was going on. Do you know what I mean? When everyone had boom boxes in the streets and
Yeah.
stuff, that'd be like so sick.
Well, and you like combining multiple genres. You were telling me, right? Taking a
That's-
little bit of the hip hop energy, the
That's it, man,
danger of
because
that nowadays.
As I
and-
say, that's what I mean. Like hip hop, man, nowadays, that's the danger of the Sex Pistols and the danger of the Arctic Monkeys and the danger of that, and that's what I loved about it. So I just was like, as I say, man, the music I grew up on kind of became slightly like more irrelevant to young people than it was when I was obsessed
Why
with
do you think that is?
I just think 'cause it lost its danger and it lost its message.
Why do you think it lost its danger?
Because it's just fucking 4 idiots in leather jackets singing about nothing.
right.
Do you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
became that.
Well, the aesthetic kind of got co-opted by like Stooges.
Yeah, the thing about it is, you're right. It just kind of became like very watered down. Like everything gets saturated. When Slayer came out, everyone wanted to sound like Slayer,
Yeah.
and that happened. And it always comes in waves until culture changes, and then culture's changed massively right now. And I think people have a lot to say right now, and I think that's affecting music, and that's sick. Then when art and when music can reflect the times, you know what I mean? And as I say, like I always felt really misunderstood when I was growing up because I grew up in a place where people didn't understand me because they didn't know which box to place me in, and I didn't ultimately want to be in a box because I thought I was more than just like a number or more than just a piece of cereal or something, you know what I mean? And then it was artists like the Pistols, or it was artists like Manson, or artists like Lady Gaga, or Eminem, or Alex Turner from the Arctic Monkeys, who made me feel like it was all right to not need to belong in a box, and if I didn't fit a mold, I could just simply build my own. You know what I mean? And I think that's what it was. Yungblud was a call out for me to find people who felt like outsiders, like I did, and then that just grew and grew and grew, and it became less and less about me and more about us as a collective every day. You know what I mean?
Now in hindsight, of course, you can look back wiser and older now and realize, well, them wanting to put you in a box is their issue, not yours. But
Exactly.
when you're young, do you try to first, when you get that backlash, put yourself in a box
And that's what I'm
unnaturally?
saying. You just feel like you are telling me, everything around me is telling me that I'm wrong. So wait, maybe I am wrong. Why am I feeling like this? Why do I don't? And that leads to anxiety and depression. And I was genuinely suicidal, man, because I was from like a place called Doncaster, and I loved Donny. Like, I loved Doncaster so much because of the community, but it wasn't very accepting of a kid in lipstick wanting to wear a dress. You know what I mean? It was
Mm.
like a very industrial mining place, like the Detroit of the UK. And I moved out of London to go to art school thinking, sick, man, they're going to accept me for who I am and I'm going to be able to express myself in a way that I want to. And then they just didn't. And I was like, wait, hang on a second. The one place on this earth that was going to accept me for me almost wanted me to paint by numbers, and that made me to be really confused and leading me to believe that the way I believed myself was not right or was not going to happen, and that's really confusing.
Well, at what point in your life would you say you lost the guilt? Because there had to be guilt early on, right? You feel alienated. You feel like, oh, there must be something wrong with me. When do you lose that and you actually embrace who you
Oh,
truly
dude, I'll
are?
tell you a story, man. I went into it, like, as I say, I left art school and I just started to play music, and everyone was like, this stuff ain't going to get played on the radio because it's too political or it's not safe enough. And to be honest, as a 16-year-old kid, you listen to some music executive until a year went by and I was trying to flutter my eyelashes at the girls to sell music and it wasn't working. And some geezer says, go on The Voice. And I was like, I have had enough of this. Forget about that. I ain't going on that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not doing that, like, because that wasn't me. And I just kind of went, do you know what? Forget about what everyone else thinks. Like, 'cause I've done that my whole life. I just want to find my people and just be myself.
Yeah.
And then I found him, and it's the first time I've ever felt like I've ever belonged anywhere. And that's just crazy to me. And I think that's why there's such a mutual thing here, because they feel like that as well. No matter who it is, no matter if it's 14 to 75, black, white, Chinese, every ethnicity, every sexual orientation, no matter who you are, in this place you can be who you want to be no matter what, because these people are just going to simply accept you.
Is it hard to write an EP when your life is changing as much as your life is changing these days in terms of speaking from an authentic disposition?
Do you know, that's funny you said that, because I pushed back the EP a week specifically for that reason.
Mm.
Because I asked myself two questions when I want to release something. I go, could anyone else sing it? And is it 100% real and authentic to the way I'm feeling right now? 'Cause sometimes you write a song and then ages go past, and then you feel it again, and then you want to release it because that's just the way it is, you know. And one song on the EP wasn't that, so I wanted to make it, like, change the lyric a little bit, because I don't want to lie.
Mm.
I don't want to lie when it comes out. I don't want to say, you know what I mean. I've always, because of that moment, I just said I want to be 100% truthful all the time to the people, because I owe it to them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I care about them so much, and they care about me so much. I owe it to them to give them something 100%, 150% authentic and real and right all the time, because they give that to me.
The Dan Reynolds collab and the MGK collab, is that indicative of are you interested in more collabs? Maybe are there people out
Yeah,
there
man.
that you
I think
want to
I
work
I
with?
love collaborating with artists. You know what I mean? Sometimes people go, "You collaborate a lot," and I'm like, in a negative sense, and I'm like, "Why is that negative?" I want to move in circles that you wouldn't expect me to move in, and when and work with idols and work with people that is almost a bit like, "What? Yungblud did that? Why?" But when you hear it, you kind of go, "Oh, cool, I get that." You know what I mean? I think, as I say, it's all just about culture for me, and learning about culture and embracing culture. And I'm completely full of contradictions.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And because I think everyone is. So if I can learn more from another artist or tap into their culture just to understand it and to become a better human being, then I want to do that. You know what I mean? I think there's like more collabs in the pipeline even right now.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? That
Who are you personally eyeing?
um oh that's a bit cheeky, innit? I don't like I love artists that are completely like different to me. Do you know what I mean? I'd love to do something like Travis Scott or something.
Mm.
Like people be like, whoa, and that's not happening, by the way. Just before clickbait goes on the internet. Um, I love Billie Eilish. I love Jessie Reyes. You know what I mean? I love Drake. Do you know what I mean? I love rock and roll music, but to do something with an artist like that, people be
Mm.
like, what? And I think if people know your next move,
It's boring.
it's boring.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's why I look. You know what I mean? That's why as a musician like Kanye West is crazy because he just flitters about and
Yeah.
creates incredible music.
Well, you know what? An act that comes to mind when you think about somebody in the quote unquote alternative world that has been open to unexpected turns and unexpected collaborations is Linkin Park.
Oh yeah,
Right? And Collision Course
that's
from
what
15 years ago
that's
with
what
Jay Z.
bruv. Like that album, like me and Kel's bonded so much over that, bruv. And like
Yeah.
Chester, like love you, man. I wish I would have met you. You know what I mean? I wish I saw him at like Download Festival once, and I wish I would have met him. I think I kind of like, yeah, I just wish I would have met him. It's crazy.
If you were to do a collaboration project like that, right? A body of work, an EP, where 5 to 10 tracks, all you and another act from another genre, who would it be?
I'd love to do Travis Scott. I think
Yeah.
that'd be crazy. I think the energy is similar, and the way he embraces and loves his fans, and doesn't do it for any other reason than because of that. You know what I mean? Like Travis Scott really reminds me of My Chemical Romance.
How so?
That he gives people purpose because they give him purpose. It's like very similar to kind of the way I feel. You know what I mean? I think the music is out there to allow people to unleash something, no matter what that may be. And I think that's so powerful, and that's what music should do.
So you get in the studio with Travis. You're obviously well aware of his catalog. What's like the first thing you want to contribute that's unique from Yungblud that we have not heard on a Travis song yet?
Just probably heavy guitars.
Hmm.
Heavy guitars mixed with his beats and his flow and just a bunch of energy.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? I think that'd be crazy.
totally. What can we look forward to after the EP here?
As I say, like, there's an album coming soon,
Yeah.
very soon. You know what I mean? I think like this was the kind of. I want to get the album right 'cause I want it to be a concept album, man. You know what I mean? I want it to be a world, a universe. And as I say, like that takes a while. That takes a long
Not
time.
too unlike Astroworld.
Yeah, exactly. Like Astro World and American Idiot, and I'm looking at albums like that, and Damn by Kendrick Lamar. Do you know what I mean? And albums like that, and The Black Parade by My Chemical Romance. If we're good, like the top 4 albums that. So crazy you said that. I want to create an album like that, and I brought this EP out because I needed to unleash a part of my heart right now to kind of symbolize what I'm going through and what the fans are going through and the people I've met and the stories I've heard. But but to kind of give me time to really get this album right. 'Cause I think if you do a concept album and get it wrong, I would never forgive
very
myself. Yeah, I'd never forgive myself. Do you know what I
But
mean?
you know what it is? It's about creating an immersive universe that fans can sort of soundtrack their own life and timestamp where they were when that came
completely.
out and live within it.
Exactly.
And I think that's the goal.
And it's like when you smell a perfume
Yes.
and it takes you back somewhere. It's
Totally.
the exact same thing.
What do you think the debut album's going to smell like?
What is it going to smell like? Sweet, sour, musky, and sexy all at the same time.
I like that. Little shandy thrown on top?
Oh, a little bit of shandy lager, little bit of sweat from the punk clubs, little bit of sweet girls' perfume, sweet boys' perfume. Just fluid and mental.
Yeah, right on. I'm in.
Rock and roll star. I can't wait for you to hear it. Love you.
Yungblud, everybody.